Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Today's video I want to talk about Canada in 2020, especially if you are coming and immigrating to Canada in 2020. Now the situation is this, guys. Yesterday I was talking to one of my subscribers on Skype even, and I read your comments too, so I have lots of people saying that they are coming to Canada either in June, July, so people are waiting for this COVID-19 situation to finally end so that they can come and immigrate to Canada. Lots of people already got their permanent residency in hand, they got their landing visa, and they are just waiting to come here and trying to prepare for it, doing research on the internet, and there's lots of things going on. So I decided to make a video for you guys where I'll explain some things that you should know about coming to Canada in 2020. Now I know that, immigration went a little bit down in the last month especially. Basically, more applicants are accepted from within Canada instead of outside of Canada for immigration, but people are still coming. Lots of people are still settling here and immigration is still going, so don't worry about it. Yes, the jobs went down a little bit, it's a little bit more tougher, but so is everywhere else in the world. And right now Canada looks way more attractive than America because of the crazy events that are happening there right now with the riots and all that stuff that's going on. So people are settling more and more in this beautiful country, and here's what you have to know. First thing is, when you're coming here, there is one requirement that you have to follow, or you will face up to $750,000 fine, and on top of that fine you might get up to 6 months of jail if you don't follow it, if you're coming to Canada and you're not self-isolating. So 2 weeks of self-isolation is necessary. Now you're coming to a country where you might not know anyone, have no relatives, no friends, just like myself when I came here first. Nobody's going to go to buy groceries for you, and how do you do that? Now, of course, with the COVID-19 situation, it's bad and it's more difficult to find housing, but at the same time, it's easier. Let me explain. Lots of Airbnb right now are staying empty because tourism went down in Canada. People are not coming here for non-essential visits, right? So we are closed down. So lots of residences are sitting there empty. And Airbnb hosts are offering good prices, and they are offering to do groceries for you as a matter for self-isolation. So you can really agree on something like that with the landlord, with the person you are renting from. So you can literally book Airbnb for the period of self-isolation, and maybe like a month or something even, like it's 2 weeks, but then you have to search for a place to stay. Airbnb is more expensive than, let's say, renting an apartment or a basement, so you can do that. You can Airbnbs just ask the host to do groceries for you. There are websites right now. If you go any store right now, Walmart, Superstore, lots of them have online orders. So you can literally buy groceries before you come to Canada. So you can go to their website, you can order the groceries. Lineups right now are pretty long, so if you come to Canada and you order groceries online right now, you might have to wait for a week for the next week to pick it up. So are you going to stay hungry for a week? No, of course not. So you can choose a date to pick up groceries, like let's say the day after you arrive to Canada. So you can literally almost a week before you come here, you can pre-order everything so that it's going to be waiting for you. You can do the same thing with Airbnb. Just take your time right now, guys. Spend time on the internet, do your research, agree on Airbnb and talk to those guys so they can pick up the groceries for you also. There is also Instacart, a service where they would help you. It's not sponsored by those guys, but it's available there. There is Uber Eats, there is Skip the Dishes. Well, Uber Eats and Skip the Dishes, basically they deliver food that's already cooked from a restaurant, so that might be a little bit expensive. Instacart would be a better service because you can actually get groceries delivered to your home, right? Best thing is Airbnb host can go and pick it up for you. Guys, it's very important to maintain this 2 weeks of isolation, because you don't want to get caught. You don't want to get caught breaking the law, especially when you're just settling in a new country, you know. You don't want that to happen. So basically what happens is that people do mistakes. And I was talking to my subscriber yesterday, and there's situations where people go to register the SIN number. You know, they go to register a social insurance number so that they can start working, right? You're coming to a new country, so you want to get a job, you want to start working immediately, you need social insurance number for that. And what happens is people break that self-isolation period by they land, and then, you know, not staying home for 2 weeks. Let's say they landed today, and a few days after they went to get a social insurance number. That's where they get caught. Okay, so that's where they go, and they are asked, why are you not self-isolated? If you landed 2-3 days ago, why are you here? Why are you putting other people at risk coming to register social insurance number without self-isolation? So you can literally get into a lot of trouble like that. And they even are implementing the spot check, so they might even come on spot and check on you to see if you are still self-isolated for the 2 weeks period that you're supposed to be in Canada. So be very careful. You don't want to start a new life, you know, in bad terms. You don't want to start a life in a beautiful country like Canada, starting with the huge charge, a lot of money, while you don't have a job. Next thing is, what should you do when you are self-isolated? You know, like you are here, I'm going to be staying at home for like 2 weeks, right? So what do you do next? What do you do while you are self-isolated? What would I recommend you doing? First of all, first thing is, right now everything is moving online, and very soon you would be able to do everything online. There are even cases where people are saying you can actually get a SIN number through the mail by mailing the documents, but there is lots of registries here in Alberta where you can update your registrations and do all the legal paperwork from home nowadays. So more and more these kind of things are happening. At the same time, you can start searching for jobs. Even if you don't have a social insurance number, you are allowed to work. You know, you are permanent resident, landed in Canada, and getting social insurance number, you can get it right after your self-isolation. So you cannot work while you are isolated, but as soon as that's done, you know, the same day you're going to go and get the SIN number, you can actually submit it to your employer and start working. So that's not going to be a problem, guys. You can literally just start applying for jobs, start searching for jobs while you're staying in self-isolation for the 2 weeks. That's the most important part, guys, here in Canada, is to get a job. And I want to say this, you know, talking to many of you guys, don't go for something that's really well paid, you know. That's my mentality, and I know lots of people are coming here, they're like, I'll do any kind of job. At the beginning, to survive, I'll take anything. Minimum wage, no problem, you know. But I want to say this, guys, don't, you know, it took me years in Canada to gain that confidence, you know, to understand things better. After immigration, while being student and immigrating, and all together took years to get to the stage where I am. So I want to say this, guys, do not put your brackets down. Always aim for higher. If your mentality is that you're going to get a good job right now after immigrating, you're going to end up getting it. But if you're going to be thinking, well, I'll do anything, minimum wage, I don't care, as long as something, that's exactly what you're going to get. So do not put your hopes down, do not lower down your brackets. It's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. You're capable of more than you are thinking right now if you're coming to Canada. Next thing, guys, let me check on my list. I actually made a small list of recommendations. Yeah, and of course, you can even, if you're, I wrote like, buy a car. Well, people are going to hate if I say buy a car if you're not. If you are like in Toronto or something like that, where infrastructure is so good, you can literally use public transit. But it's also a good chance for you while you're at home to start shopping around for a car, for example, some means of transportation that you like, guys. It's going to be really helpful. So guys, if you like this kind of video, make sure you give it a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, leave some comments. We will see you in the next video. Bye for now.